Good day to you, sir. This is my discussion about the table tennis. Table tennis. Table tennis is also known as ping pong and wiff-waff, a sport in which two or four players hit a lightweight ball or the ping pong ball back and forth across a table using the table tennis paddles. The game takes place on a hard table divided by a net. Now let's go to the history of table tennis. Table tennis was invented in England in the early days of the 20th century, and it is originally called ping pong. In 1902, Ping Pong Association was formed. In 1905, Ping Pong Association was broken up, though apparently the game continued to be played in parts of England outside London. In 1921 to 1922, the Ping Pong Association was revived, and they changed the name into table tennis. In 1926, Fédération Internationale de Tennis de Table, the International Table Tennis Federation, was founded. The founding members are England, Sweden, Hungary, India, Denmark, Germany, Czechoslovakia, Australia, and Wales. In mid-1990s, more than 165 national associations were members of International Table Tennis Federation. The first World Championship were held in London in 1926. Until 1939, the game was dominated by players from Central Europe. The men's team event being won 9 times by Hungary and twice by Czechoslovakia. In the mid-1950s, Asia emerged as a breeding ground of champions, and from the time that men's team event has been won by either Japan or China. The women's event, the North Korean became the international force. In 1980, the first World Cup was held. Go Yehua of China won the $12,500 as the first prize. In 1988, table tennis became an Olympic sport with singles and doubles competitions for men and women. Now let's go to the facilities and equipment of table tennis. First is the paddle. Second is the balls. Third is table. And the lastly is the net. Now let's go to the basic rules of table tennis. First, no hands on the table. Leaning your hands on the table is not allowed in the sport, so you should never touch the table with your hands. If you do so, you will lose a point. Number 2, when serving, the ball must be thrown 15 mm. It means that you must throw it at least 15 mm into the air from the flat palm of your hand before it is being hit. Number 3, if the ball hits the net on the service, you should serve again. On the official rule of the table tennis, if the ball hits the net on the service, you should to reserve and replay the serve. There is no actual limit to how many nets a player can have on the first serve, but the general rule sticks to 3 in total before a point is lost. Number 4, the ball must be held in a flat palm above the table. When preparing to serve, you need to hold the ball flat in the palm of your hand and above the table, all in order to ensure that the opponent and the umpire can clearly see it as well as the direction in which it is thrown. Number 5, rubber collars. Have you ever held a table tennis paddle? You probably know that one of the side has a black rubber and the other has a red one. This is only to ensure that the opposing players knows what to expect when they serve, with either the black or red rubber, as well as to prevent any confusion. In scoring, the winner of a game is the first to 11 points. There must be a gap of at least 2 points between opponents at the end of the game though. So if the score is 10-10, the game goes into extra play until one of the players has gained a lead of 2 points. The point goes to the player who successfully ends a rally, regardless of who has served. In serving also, a player takes 2 serves before the ball stitches to the opponent to serve, except during periods of extra play where it changes each time. The first person to serve at the start of the game can be determined in many different ways. Well, leave that up to you to decide. Service can be diagonal or in a straight line in single players. This is the service rules you must obey. The ball must first bounce in your side and then in your opponent's. Your opponent must allow the ball to hit their side of the table before trying to return this. The ball must pass cleanly over the net. If it is clipped the net and goes over, it is a let and the serve is retaken. If it hits the net and doesn't go over, the point goes to the other player or team. There are no second serves. And that's all my short video discussion about the table tennis. This is Jorin Tamara, BSIT 2, Block 3. Thank you, sir.